Looking for clarity and confidence when it comes to decision making for your business? You've come to the right place. You're now listening to the Atomic Business Coaching Podcast.
I'm Adam, and I work on the business.
I'm Tom, and I work on the owner.
Together, we are Atomic Business Coaching.
And we are in the business of helping owners.
Hey, Tom, let's get this one going. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, this episode is, I don't know what we'll name it or anything else, but this is about how our work works on us more than we actually work on it. So I'll say that again. Our work works on us more than we work on it. And this is a concept that many people really don't consider, but it is an epidemic for each and every person, whether you're on a business or you're an employee or you're a stay-at-home parent or you're on a team doing something. That work is always coming after you, right? It's attacking you, and it's something that you have to do, and it beats you up mentally. It beats you up physically. It beats you up while you're doing it. It beats you up before you're doing it. The only time it really doesn't is after you're done, right? Because usually, what's the purpose of hard work?
To get stuff done and get a good outcome.
Yeah, but why does what a good outcome? But like, what's the reason someone's like, I'm going to work hard? Why are they doing that?
To succeed, to make the money that you want to make, to get to your goals, to accomplish
that's it.
What your goals are.
That's it. So it's to get to a goal. It's to get a reward, right? A goal or a reward, something of that effect. Okay. And here's the problem with it is, when you are setting up a goal, it is, and you're like, okay, here's the work I have to put into this. Like,
right.
If you're a business owner and you're like, hey, I need to get this many leads so I can have this many sales pitches, so I can close this many people, so I can make this much money. That's like a lot of things you have to do in order to get the success you want. And in order to get those leads, it's a lot of hard work, whether you're going to figure out a system to do that, or you're going to pound the pavement to do that, or you're going to pick up the phone and call to do that, or you're going to buy a lead generation system, or you're going to manage people. It's hard work. No matter which way you cut it, it is going to be hard work. And then once you get the leads, now you have to say, oh, well, now I got to do the sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And then you do the sales pitch. You're like, whew, that was good. I got rewarded. The person closed. And now I get to actually do the work that I just sold.
Yep.
And then you have to go through and do the work. And then when you're done with the work, you're like, whew, okay. Problem solved, client satisfied, goal achieved, reward attained, whatever that may be. And whether that's monetary, or you go to the gym and you feel a certain way, or you tried really working really hard and you made a certain baseball team or something. But it's all these things that you have to do. So what happens when someone has to work really hard to get a goal? What happens, do you think, in their brain, Tom?
Oh, I think you become mentally exhausted. And it's trying on you. It weighs on you. And as you're going through and pushing through that hard work, it really takes a lot of mental stamina to be able to accomplish that goal and to keep going. I was thinking this morning, like, we've been working so hard at so many different things, and we're being aggressively patient in the process. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking through it. I'm like, wow, this is really hard work. This is not easy at all. And the key is, how do you keep yourself psyched up to continue to go on and to continue every day to hit that grind and keep moving? And for me, that mental exhaustion, that comes in as fog for a lot of people. It comes in as this overwhelm sometimes because there's so many things going on, they can't think through it, and sometimes you feel like everything is happening all at the same time. And there is a lot of mental processing that's going on, and it could be, I always think of it as, when you're going through hard work and you're doing a lot of things, you have like traffic congestion in your brain, right? And in your mind. You're full of all this congestion, and you're trying to push through, and you're trying to swerve, and you're trying to move around all those cars to get to your destination. And you have to really do a lot of thinking about that, and you still have to kind of preserve your mental function at the same time.
Right. And the chemical part of your brain, right? You receive dopamine. When you get a reward, you get dopamine, right, Tom?
Right. Yep.
So
100%.
So the thing is, the way that dopamine relates to perception of time overall, especially when you're working hard towards a goal or a reward that's going to come after the hard work, it makes your hard work that much more challenging, and it makes you less likely to even start doing that.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, yeah, I'll get the reward, but those dopamine receptors don't go off until after you've done the hard work, correct?
Correct. And it is the reward processing that your body releases dopamine to experience that high of the moment. And that's why it's so important when you are working hard towards a specific goal that you create the milestones that you can get to that are mini achievements or milestone achievements so that you can have some kind of release of a reward.
Well, I have a better prescription. I'll get to it in a second. But go ahead, continue what you're saying, but I have a different prescription for this.
And the reason I think like that is because when you are celebrating these intermittent rewards along the way to achieving your goal, it does keep you motivated to keep going. Because one of the main reasons why people procrastinate on doing the work is that the reward is not instantaneous and the goal and the reward is too far in the future, and they lose interest in that end result because of the hard work that gets in the way of that end result, right? So if you have those little milestones that you can celebrate, you'll get some reward, you'll get some of that instant dopamine release, and you'll be able to continue on. But I'm curious to hear what you're going to say around that as a different prescription.
Yeah, so here's the way to overcome this. Here's the way to completely change this. Here's the way to trick your brain into getting you really excited to do hard work. And instead of having this delayed gratification and having that dopamine hit you when you do get rewarded, here's the trick. Hard work is the goal. Hard work is the reward. If you tell yourself that the goal is to do the hard work today, the reward is I get to do the hard work today. Right. You'll instantly, once you get into it, you are already rewarded.
Yeah.
If you can remove all the byproducts of the hard work as the goal, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? If you go and do the hard work, the goal, the reward that you're striving for will happen, right? I mean, 9 out of 10 times, if you just put in the work, you're going to get the reward.
It'll happen, right?
So why would you have yourself wait to be rewarded when you know if I put this hard work in, I will be rewarded? Simple as this. If you go to the gym and you pick things up and you put them down, you're going to get stronger. That's all you have to do.
Right.
If you go out and run around your block every single day, you're going to have more endurance. Your heart's going to do better, right? These are very simple things. It's not a question. I wonder if I'll get the reward.
No, you're getting it.
So if you just change your mindset on what the actual reward is to moving it to the hard work is the reward.
Right.
The byproduct is, if I'm lifting weights, I'll get stronger. If I'm running around, I'll have more endurance and more cardio.
Right.
If you're making calls to set up appointments, you'll get more appointments. Okay? These things will happen. So if you can reframe your brain, and what did I call this a couple of weeks ago? Cross-train your brain, right? If you can cross-train your brain, okay, by tricking it, right? Because you have control of how to kind of tweak and manipulate your brain through neurosynthesis and neuroplasticity and like train on how your brain perceives all these things. And if you could just start saying that the reward is that I'm doing the hard work, you're going to want to do it because your dopamine is going to be like, whoa, if we do that, we're going to feel really good. It's going to feel awesome. And then the byproduct you don't care about.
Right. And I think it reminds me of that thing that we recently discussed with a client and how we wanted that person to go out and get a bunch of no's, right? Get a bunch of no's and celebrate getting the no, right? Make it the goal to go get 25 no's instead of 25 yeses, because there's two rewards to that. One, the no is no longer seen as a bad thing. And two, when you get the yes, it's that much better. Right. And it's that much more exhilarating. And I love that idea of making the hard work the goal because it is, and the reward because it is the reward.
But isn't that funny? You're even realizing it right now. It is.
Yes, it is.
If you think about it, it is.
Right. Because even like I was thinking about as you were talking about exercise, I'm a big Peloton avid rider. Yeah, I'm up to 81 weeks in a row consecutive,
awesome,
doing at least one workout a week. And I've done at least 3 workouts the majority of that time. But when I'm on that Peloton, I'm always thinking about that, whatever that 20, 25 minutes is that I'm spending on that, I'm working really hard because I know at the end of that 20 minutes or that 25 minutes, I'm going to feel awesome that I accomplished it. because that is the reward, is getting up on that bike every time that I do to push my body and to see what I can actually accomplish. And all of that is the reward. And you're right, you have to reframe it to see the work as the reward, because if you do that, there's nothing to look forward to other than reward every single day.
Correct.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. And the amazing part about this is you can, I know I'm saying to trick yourself, but it really, I don't know another way to say this besides.
It's a mentality. It's a mindset. It's a way of approaching the difficult.
But here's
that's
the thing.
what it is.
You can compound that effect over and over again. And I mean, something as simple as this is like, hey, if I go to sleep earlier today and not binge on Netflix, I get the reward of doing the hard work earlier tomorrow. And if you start training your brain like, wow, I get to work earlier tomorrow if I go to sleep, or, oh my gosh, if I eat, something really nutrient dense and like has the right energy as opposed to some empty whatever it's going to be, I'm going to be able to plug through that hard work more. So now all of a sudden you're compounding it because you're thinking like the reward is the hard work. So what do I have to do to get the reward? And then you're eating the food, making you have more energy, and doing the exercise that has to have you do the thing. And you're setting up, getting the right employees to make the right calls, and it just constantly compounds.
Yeah, and you're creating that constant cycle of momentum, and that's what keeps you moving and keeps you energized and what keeps you sharp, right? Because we talk about the importance of mental stamina and getting rid of that mental exhaustion, but there's one thing that's really clear. You have to know what you're working hard on and why you're working hard on it, right? If you don't have the intention behind it and you don't have the goal and the why you're doing this, then it really becomes a bigger struggle. It's like, why am I doing all this hard work? Well, I thought I was doing it for this, but what am I really doing it for? And when you make that the reward, the hard work itself, with the intention of accomplishing X, then it's much more intentional, and that will keep your mind occupied and functioning in an ultimate capacity to achieve what it is you're really trying to achieve. Because the sharper because think about it, like Adam and I are constantly talking, constantly working, constantly texting each other, constantly moving. And every time that I just think I can have a second to breathe, I get a text from you. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do that thing. But we keep each other moving, but it's the constant hard work. And it's like, and this is why a lot of business owners, I think, struggle with taking time off and taking the breaks away, because they become so accustomed to the hard work that they don't find the reward in that.
Custom.
Well,
it's not a custom. It's addicted.
It's addictive, right? Well, that's what dopamine is. It's the addiction drug.
Well, but that's exactly it. Most self-employed people, most people who become true entrepreneurs are addicts.
Yep.
Okay. They are addicted
100%.
to the constant instant gratification. And I have plenty of clients of ours and mine who have reframed their brain into this. Mm-hmm. And the addiction is not the end result. It's not that close. That's a byproduct. It's just what's supposed to happen. It's really getting up and doing the hard work every single day.
Right.
And you may think like, this is great. Yeah, nice to, sure, maybe I can do that. But it actually will happen if you consistently say that hard work is my goal, right? And then all these amazing things will happen from that. And here's another cool part about it. Like I said, with, picking things up and putting things down, you're going to get stronger.
Right.
Well, there's other benefits that come from doing stuff like that, right? So if you pick things up and put things down more often, you may be able to hit a baseball further. You may be able to lift your child up over your head when you never could do that before. You may be able to do all these other things. So a lot of the times when hard work is the goal, new rewards will come out of that you did not even anticipate. And sometimes when you're just so laser focused on the goal is this reward at the end, after I do the hard work, you are not open to seeing all the other beautiful and amazing things that come from the hard work.
Right. Because you're hitting on unlocking your full potential. The hard work allows you to unlock that full potential, to stretch the boundaries, to see what you can really do. I was talking to one of our clients earlier today, and she's struggling with, she started a job as a side hustle, and she has still a job, but it's holding her back and it's not allowing her to, and she's tired of doing the hard work and not feeling the reward. But a lot of it's coming from that her potential is being stifled because she's doing the hard work that she doesn't want to do. She's, instead of doing the hard work for herself, she's doing the hard work for somebody else. And I said, it's time to leave your job. It's time to be a full-time business owner and to get out there, because you're going to unlock your potential, because all of that hard work you're doing, you're going to put all of that energy into yourself and your business. And that's going to bring you to a brand new place. And that is where you unlock your potential. But hard work is what allows us to reach our potential. You know, you said hitting a baseball further. I have seen that natural progression in my own son over the years. He just keeps working. He goes to the gym, and he is, in the last 3 weeks, he is crushing baseballs finally. One almost went 360 feet over the fence the other night. And he
for a
just,
14-year-old.
For a 14-year-old kid, he just missed it. He just missed it. It was such a shot, but he's been working at it for the last 5 years, the last 7 years, whatever it's been. But that's the key. You just have to, and that when you keep doing the work and you make the work the reward, when these other secondary awards come and rewards come, it's so much better. It's so much sweeter because you can see your full potential is being reached. And that is what the reward truly should be, is what's the hard work that you've done and that has allowed you to unlock that full potential. And the only way you get there is through doing the hard work. We'll never reach our, like we say, people that are lazy don't reach their full potential. Right. They never reach their full potential because they don't do the work. But you got to do the work.
Yeah, there's a lot of byproduct. And I mean, this business, atomic business coaching, is a perfect example of that. Tom and I never intended to make a business out of this. We said we could help some people. We said we could help our respective individual clients by crossing them over. When our first client, we gave them an $8,000 program 100% for free. We dedicated our hard work into helping that person with no intention, but let's do the hard work. And that hard work, to this day, that person is thriving that we originally helped. I mean, they just had another milestone in their business again recently. But the intention wasn't, let's make $1 million, let's build, $100 million company one day, let's, generate revenue for us, let's quit other jobs. It was none of that.
Nope.
It was, we can help people, and if we can get an opportunity to do that, we would get rewarded. But that helping other people is the hard work for Tom and I. Right? It's hours upon hours, and being conscious about them, being mindful, and really observing and reporting and coming up with recommendations and spending time before and afterwards with me and Tom together, or on ourselves with research and notes. And it's hard work. But never, since the day we have started this over a year ago, when I sat down to do research on a client or talk or do our weekly debriefs like Tom and I, never have I felt, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Because it's so rewarding for me to do that. It's so rewarding. I spent 3 hours with a client the other day. 3 hours. We didn't, both me and the client looked down like, oh no, we both probably have to go. And we did that twice during the meeting. We did it at it's a 45-minute session. We did it at the 1 hour mark, the 2 hour mark, the 3 hour mark. I'm like, all right, we're really going to go now. Yeah. But the point is, we were constantly gratified doing that work. Mm-hmm. It was hard. Mm-hmm. It exhausts your brain. It's a lot of research. It is hard work to do hard work. Okay,
it's very hard.
If that is the reward for you, it feels so good that you get in your zone of genius. You get in this constant flow. And that's one of the 9 principles that we have in our book, The Atomic Game Changer. It's getting in this zone of genius. And when you're working hard at something, everything else dissipates. And you have this clear vision of why you are doing this thing. And it's not for the end result that you originally intended. It's to continue to do the work.
Yep.
And this is what we're talking about when we say our work works on us harder than we work on it, is if you allow your end result to be the goal and the work just to be the methodology you get there, you will never get there. Right. So what we're trying to say here is reframe your brain and try to make the hard work the goal.
Yeah, 100%. It's really amazing because you're right. We do the hard work every single day, and we're always doing the hard work with a great intention. And that intention is, how does it benefit our clients? How does it benefit the people that are with us and the people who have yet to come to be our clients? Because we are doing that work every day, and we know we are producing and reaching our potential. I mean, there are things you and I are doing every day that I never thought possible. There's things that I do I have no idea where it comes from. And when you see that and you start to unlock your own potential, that is the gratification of the hard work. That is the reward. So I agree. And I'm so excited for what the next steps are going to be. And, we have so many great topics coming up. And I knew this was going to be a fun one to talk about today, because it's really a huge mindset shift for a lot of people. But what people have to recognize too is that by doing the hard work and doing the hard work the right way, meaning with intention and purpose, your mental exhaustion will not arise. You will not become tired. You only become tired and mentally exhausted when you're not doing the productive things, the right things, the best things, the things with intention. And that's really a key piece. So we're saying to work hard and do the work and reap the reward of that hard work, but recognize that it's not going to cause you fatigue. It's not going to cause you mental fatigue. You may be a little physically tired if you're doing it like for hours on end and it wipes you out. That does happen. But what a great feeling that is when you're wiped out from a day of hard work.
And that's the thing, is you don't get exhausted while you're doing it. But here's the problem. When you are, and this is why I said, when your goal is at the end, okay, you're less likely to even start doing the work, because the dopamine knows, the receptors know, we're not going to get anything until it's done, so I don't even want to start this. Well, what happens is when you're constantly like injected with this dopamine and you're getting rewarded the whole time, when you go to bed, you go to bed. Your head hits the pillow, you are going to sleep. And what happens is you start to eliminate all of the procrastination thoughts that we have, like, oh man, I got to get to that. You know what? I'll go do this first. And you use so much energy deviating yourself away from getting to the hard work that if you made it the goal, you would conserve so much more energy. And while you're doing it, you would be amplified. You'd be high, for a lack of better words.
Right.
And when you're done, yes, you're going to feel super fatigued, but in the right kind of fatigue instead of stress. There's positive and negative stresses in our lives.
Correct.
And this is a positive stress you'll put on your body so you can get the right amount of sleep and wake up and do it all over again. And you will feel the gratification, not at the end, but while you're doing it.
I mean, it's probably the most restful sleep that you get. I mean, you toss and turn because of all the worry, the procrastination, and all those negative energy thoughts that come through you. When you have a great day of hard work and you sleep like a baby at night, that's what it means. You've had the restful sleep, and now you're ready to go back the next day with the same gusto, the same energy, the same effort. And you can, because you have gotten yourself to that point. So you want another reward? Sleep. I mean, that's a great reward for a lot of people. You look at that, but that's a byproduct of that hard work for that day. Correct. So there's so many things, like you said, that are byproducts of this hard work. But again, it's really making sure that you have the intention, you do the work, and then everything else is going to flow. And that's where we create harmony. That's where harmony, I mean, we talked a lot about zone of genius and really it's getting into that flow of the hard work and letting the endorphins and the dopamine and everything else kick in. But it's also creating that harmony that's going to allow you to move from one thing to the next very fluidly, because it's very intentional and focused work. And that's what's going to produce an amazing byproduct. But more importantly, you're going to be rewarded instantaneously. And that's how you just have to think about it.
Yep. So listen, you guys know where to find us, atomicbusinesscoaching.com. Tom and I are really doing some amazing stuff. We have a great woman who we've had a long-term relationship, Sarah Laval. She owns a company called Simple Sweet Sites. She's developing our website. Hopefully we'll have it out in the next 2 episodes from now. But we do have our website right now that you can go to. It'll be the same handle either way. But we're really changing what we're doing, and we're evolving on how we're offering things. And we have realized that we have this bifurcation of consulting and coaching that we have just naturally done. It wasn't our intention going in. I'm a financial planner, and I'm a business advisor, and Tom's a life coach and a PA. And we had these very intentional reasons we would go in here, and it evolved naturally. It was just from doing the hard work, like we're talking about here, that
we changed because of the hard work.
Yeah, and it evolved into a few other things. So we have some amazing offers that we're doing right now with this half-day consulting and our TAC program, which is an acronym for Tactical Advanced Coaching. But we really feel as each quarter goes by, we keep perfecting our offerings and honing it in and being able to bring more value in less time for people. So do us a favor, check it out. Go on there. We do offer a free 30-minute trial session with Tom and I. You actually get both of us on a Zoom meeting, and we work on one of your priorities or goals and how to go through and achieve that in 30 minutes. It's pretty incredible. But our main thing is we really try to help those business owners who have reached a level of success, but they're kind of doing it all on their own. Those people are typically earning about $20,000 a month, and they just get stagnated in that. There's really no way to grow above and beyond that without professionalizing your organization. So what we do is we help walk you through with our half-day consulting and realize what are the obstacles, what's getting in your way, what are the things we need to take on, what are the things we need to delegate. And we, in 8 weeks' time, it's a half-day consulting session, but we're with you over the next 8 weeks, just not one-on-one, face-to-face all the time. But what happens is we are taking our business owners from doing $20,000 per month by themselves to doing $100,000 per month with a team and having a professional organization underneath them. So we really encourage you. You've listened to us, and we're grateful for that. But check out what we do when we're not doing this. I think you'll be amazed. I think you'll be impressed. And maybe if it's not for you, you might know somebody that this could be a perfect fit for. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Talk to you soon.